All right, guys, today we're going to talk about what I think are the top 5 hobbies to get into. I was really kind of thinking about, obviously you can't just work all the time. And hobbies are good because they make you well-rounded and you have interests other than your work and your social life. Although those can kind of mix. But as far as the top 5 hobbies that I think you should get into, we're going to talk about that today. And what makes something kind of a beneficial hobby for me. I know a lot of people will talk about how a good hobby is one that makes you money. And to me, that's just work. And you can get into a hobby that eventually turns into something profitable, which is awesome. But I kind of just want to steer clear from that because I think it's important to kind of have that separation in life. And these are the some things that you can enjoy and learn from and grow into without worrying about, will it make me money in the end? How can this make me money? Leave your business for your business and your hobbies for your hobbies. That's how I kind of see it. So I made a short little list of the 5, and these are in no particular order. The first one I have is cooking. Again, no particular order, but getting into cooking, and I really mean this, enjoying cooking, I think is one of the best hobbies you can do. First off, you do it every day. I mean, you may not cook every day, but you eat every day. You eat every day. If you go out and eat, it's very expensive. If you cook at home, you don't really know how to cook. It doesn't taste that good. And it's also a very highly sought after skill in different circles, whether you're in the dating pool or really just you have friends come over, you can cook something good, or even for yourself. If you can cook, it makes your life more enjoyable, it makes your life cheaper, hopefully. And it's something that you can continue to do until you get very old. You can do it for the rest of your life. You can experiment with different kinds of foods and different kinds of styles, and you can never run out of learning. And it kind of branches off in different cultures and history and all this kind of stuff. So cooking is one of the best hobbies, one of my top 5 hobbies that I would say people should start looking into. And then hobby number 2, we have reading. So I was a big reader when I was a kid, like when I was in elementary school. And then once I kind of got into high school and college, I didn't read as much for like my own pleasure. I just didn't have time. I was flooded with a lot of stuff to read for school, and it just kind of took a back seat for me. And then when I graduated, I've always been a fan of learning, although college wasn't that enjoyable at times to learn, but I do generally just like learning as much as I can. And when I graduated from college, I kind of realized that you learn more in your field, and you learn more in your job and kind of your circle of friends that you have, and you kind of grow that way. But as far as learning about things that you're never exposed to, it just stops. Like after you stop going to school, if you don't read, you don't learn anything newer than what's kind of already in your own mini circle of life. So you can always read, you can always learn more, always growing your human capital is good, and this kind of expands your horizons, and it's a good outlet. It's just really good. My girlfriend, I recently bought a Kindle, and I've been reading on that, and usually my girlfriend, when we come home later in the evening or whatever, we watch TV, and we watch just kind of like shows that we've seen before, or there's kind of like bad TV, and I've been using that time now to kind of read and learn. And so I'm still sitting on the couch, but I'm reading, I'm learning different things, and I'm expanding my horizons. When a week ago I was kind of just watching bad TV, so even that's just giving me a different leg up, and it's just as enjoyable, and I feel like I'm using my time effectively. So second hobby is reading. The third one's fitness. This one's kind of interesting because, and all of these, even the past 2, I mean, cooking saved you money. Reading, you can do it almost free, and it doesn't have to be super expensive if you don't want it to be. Fitness is the same way. Fitness can be very, very cheap. I mean, it can be free, you can go run outside, or it can be expensive. You can be a part of an expensive gym, or make your own gym in your house, whatever. It's kind of wherever you want it to be. But fitness is good because it has a lot of benefits. I mean, obviously, it keeps you healthy, which is one of the most important things. Not only physically healthy, but mentally healthy. Fitness has a lot of benefits across your entire life, and keeping you healthy and youthful and full of energy kind of helps you in all aspects. So fitness is great. The one thing I not that I don't like about fitness, but it's kind of knock on fitness is the older you get, the harder it kind of is, and I mean physically. Like, cooking and reading, and then the next two on this list, you can continue to do when you're old. But when your back really hurts and your knees hurt, if you love running or lifting weights, it could be almost impossible for most people. So it's one of those things that is a lifelong hobby. No, maybe not, but it is super beneficial when you can do it. If you can do it, I recommend you do it. And it keeps you on regimen. It keeps you productive every day, which is really beneficial. So the fourth hobby I have in here is learning a musical instrument. It could be any instrument of your choice, whatever you like, whatever you get into. For me, I play guitar. I'm not a great guitar player. I've been playing for a couple of years, but it really has helped me kind of unwind in a different way. I don't know, it's different. Like growing up, I was really into sports, and obviously you go to school, academics, and you have social life and stuff. And I never really was in touch with any of our musical or artistic side. And it's really just nice to learn something that you've never concerned yourself with throughout your day-to-day life. Now it's kind of a expressive thing I go to. If I have a happy day, I like playing the guitar. If I have a sad day, I like playing the guitar. It's endless learning, it's endless fun. If you're 8 years old or 80 years old, for me, I can play guitar almost till the day I die. So it's kind of a lifelong hobby, which I think is really important. We're trying to figure out what do you want to do for your free time. It can get expensive. I know musical instruments are expensive. Depends how you look at it though. For my case, buying a guitar, you can spend $300, $400, $500,000 or more. And if you spend $1,000, like that's a lot of money. But considering you could play it for the next 60 years, and it's endless fun for the next 60 years, it really is a worthwhile hobby, I would say, monetarily wise, and just enjoyment. Music transcends culture and language and boundaries, and it really is kind of a very unique thing that you don't get in a lot of different aspects of life. And I couldn't recommend it enough. It makes you start listening to music differently. Even this, songs that you listen to every day on the car radio now sound differently, and you pick out different things. And so I think it's really great. So a musical instrument would be one of my biggest recommendations as a hobby to get into. For the last one, this one's kind of controversial, or could be potentially, but it's video games. So usually in maybe financial, econ, lifestyle, advice channels like this, someone wouldn't maybe promote video games as the healthiest hobby to get into. But again, this is hobbies. This isn't a side business. This is for fun. And if you're talking about hours of entertainment for the smallest amount of money possible, video games kind of do it. If you think about going to the movies, you go to the movies, maybe get 3 hours of entertainment, maybe you went to dinner before, you took her on a date, whatever. You're in like 4 hours of entertainment for the night. Maybe you spent like $80. There are free games you can play online. You can play hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hours, and they're free. Maybe you need a system or whatever, but again, and then this is something that you can do until you're old and when you're retired. And so, with any of these hobbies, whether it's video games or reading or cooking or whatever, as long as you don't go overboard and starts getting in front of other priorities and stuff like that, I think it's great. And I think the interaction you get and the fun, the amount of fun you get, and how much time you can play video games, it really is a great hobby. So those are my top 5.